We are Canada's largest and most active pro wrestling company, doing over 120 shows a year, etc. That roughly is about 2 to 3 shows a week. There's no other company in Canada that does that. We have 2 wrestling schools, one in Langley, British Columbia, and one in Portland, Oregon. So we've really grown. Starting out in your backyard is probably a good thing to do to start. It's like when you practice piano, you start at home. When you practice football, you start at home. But at some point, you need to look to someone to give you expert instruction. Go to a wrestling school, learn the ropes, literally, and then try out pro wrestling on the independent circuit, and you never know, you may get your break.
It's hard for me to appreciate a guy who does it for a hobby. I try my best to sort of ingrain that this is a larger-than-life thing. You know what I mean? That these guys got to, like I said, take it a step up, you know, turn up the notch, go to 11, if you will, you know what I mean? Otherwise, you're not going anywhere.
That's right! You know why it's hard? Because the hard is what makes it great! Because if it wasn't hard, everybody would be doing it! And you guys are going to do something you've never done before! You're going to rise above to the next level!
If you don't take it seriously, play around during class, you're going to get the beats. I've seen people show up 5 minutes late, make them run around 10 times just because they fuck off school around. It's not funny. If you're here, take it seriously.
Our buddy Chance isn't here tonight because he knew I was going to be here and he's scared. Because he knows on March 30th in Surrey, I'll be taking his NWA Canadian Junior Heavyweight title.
I'll go as far as it'll take me. You know, I'll be lucky if I get 15 years out of it. You know, back in the days of the Hulk Hogan and stuff, that for them to have a 30-year career it's easy to see. I mean, Hulk Hogan's still wrestling. Guys like Darren Sheik are still wrestling, sort of. I mean, he can't walk, but, you know, he's still wrestling. You know, they're still wrestling to this day, but today's wrestling, you won't see guys go longer than 20 years. It's just the stuff that we have to do now to make it, it shortens your career so much. So if I was to get 15 years out of it, I'll be very lucky, and hopefully in that 15 years I'll get a chance to, you know, work for Vince McMahon in New York.
Do a lot of people get to the big show? Obviously not. I mean, there's only about 200 spots in North America. Our promotion alone has 50 wrestlers. So assume that there's, say, 100 small promotions in North America. Not very good odds. I would guess you probably have a better opportunity to get to the NBA or the NHL than you would to the WWF at this point.
Actually, we want this to be our jobs, but you know, in the independents, you don't make as much money. So in order to live our lifestyle, we have to have jobs.
No, I do not have another job. I sit around and play video games all day. I'm getting pretty good at it. It's fun. I probably should have another job because I'm broke, but you know, I just don't want it.
I like it because during the week, you know, we're just average Joes. Nice. You know, we're working our jobs or whatever, and then every weekend.
Sorta,
yeah. Every weekend, we're effing superstars, man. We go out there, we pop the crowd, we do all our stuff, we have the greatest time of our lives. It's the best stuff I've done since I was friggin' knee-high to a grasshopper.
And they got a lot of chants they come up with too, like, we won't tell them the one they came up with about me there at New West.
Yeah, that's... doo-dah. Maybe I will bust into Chance Beckett for just a minute. Listen here, Scotty.
You've got no chance in hell when you face Chance Beckett, because you know what? I'm the NWA Canadian Junior Heavyweight Champion, punk, and I don't back down from anybody. Big, small, fat, skinny, it doesn't matter. Because you want to beat me? I tell you this, brother, you got a bad chance.
Take it easy, dude. That's my little bro.
I'm gonna kill him.
He is kind of cocky, though.
When you're extreme, what you're doing is you're putting your body and your life basically on the line to entertain fans with basically whatever it takes. That's kind of the extreme style. You just kind of use whatever you can get your hands on. I have a nice sacrilegious barbed wire crown I like to wear out there and smack people with sometimes. I just like using anything. I mean, I've been on the forks lately, but they got stolen. I'm pretty upset about that. I'm gonna go mourn for them later.
If you use forks and barbed wire, you're not allowed in the PBC, because after a while, you won't be pretty anymore.
When you're in the middle of a match, your adrenaline's just peaked as high as it can go, so you don't feel anything. You feel it the next morning. There's been a lot of mornings where, you know, you roll over and you sit on the edge of the bed for like a half hour. I don't want to get up because you're just aching, you're dying. I put a lot of thought into it, make sure it's safe before I ever go into it anyways. You gotta stand out, you gotta do something. So I was doing a lot of big table moves and bleeding and barbed wire and all this stuff. And now I don't bleed so much anymore. So you'll see, before, I mean, we'd do 120 shows a year, I'd probably bleed on 60 of them. And nowadays we'll do 120 shows and I might bleed on like 6. But it just happens to be the bigger shows that I will bleed on. Because it's now, I'm to the point now where I'm kind of scarred up, so it's like, I don't need to scar up anymore unless they're paying me to. It's good for you to bleed, you know. That's why, you know, if you go give blood, actually you kind of be a little healthier than if you don't. And I give a lot of blood, so that's why you won't see me at the Red Cross or whatever donating blood, because I don't have a whole lot to spare lots of times. Just kind of pour it all over the crowd instead. You know, you stick someone a little too hard in the head with a fork, they get a little upset with you, or, you know, maybe hit a guy a little too hard with a chair while he's wearing this one said barbed wire crown.
Is there reasons for hitting people sometimes a bit too hard?
Yeah, if they're idiots. You know, there's people on earth, you walk around the streets, you're going to find someone who's an idiot. You want to punch him out. I just get the chance to do it in the ring sometimes. You get paid for it.
I like to look at it in a different way. I like to think that the reason I'm in wrestling is because I'm the puppet master. And each one of you little fans that are out there watching, I control your mind every single time I'm in the ring, because I build up the drama, I pull you in, and I cut your ass off. Then I'll pull you in some more, and I'll cut you off. And then you're never going to know when the finish is going to happen. You know why? Because I'm the booker. I'm in charge. I don't think the fans are in charge.
Wrestling's a lot of just kind of play it by ear. You just kind of do what happens to come up. You know, a lot of people think it's a scripted dance, like you're watching Cats.
Man, everyone thinks like, oh, we know it's phony. Well, you can't tell that when I'm wrestling. You know why? Because I don't make it phony. You got to get in the ring and you got to make those fans think, Jesus Christ, that's real. And just for a second, if you can get them just for that one split second, they're yours.
Come watch one of my matches. It's as easy as that. You know, look at the scars. I mean, I got, 5 or 6 on this arm, a couple on my right arm.
And if people say it's phony, they can come to the doctor with us week in and week out, because we all got to go to the chiropractors, doctors, knee surgeons.
Don't let anyone ever tell you that a professional wrestler is not an athlete.
Just come watch my matches, you know, or step in the ring with me. That's my favorite, but they never take me up on that one.